I'm the type of gamer that likes to play the game and watch the cutscenes, but not really read any files, or notes, or really look up any lore for that matter. So I had the brilliant idea to talk about the game's story from yours truly, from my point of view, because I pretty much have all the qualifications, am I right? I mean, I got the game, I beat it multiple times, and I have a YouTube channel. So here I am bringing you Dead Space Explained. We start the game with the mission log, or a scouting report, or whatever you want to call this thing. It shows us that our first objective is to find the Ishimura. Our second objective is to diagnose and repair the communications blackout. It also shows us who was on this mission, including our main protagonist Isaac Clarke, Kendra, Hammond, and then two people who are about as memorable as my first kiss. We then cut to a video of some lady named Nicole, thank you subtitles, and I completely forgot to change my outfit, so here's Isaac with no head during the cutscene because one of the suits that he has, he removes his head whenever he were to take off his mask, but instead he takes off his head, so enjoy. It sounds like these two are dating, and she's been on the Ishimura for a job for about 6 months now. Now let me just pause it right here, because I've been in a long distance relationship, and it was terrible. I do not like them. So the fact that they're not just, a couple hours away, they're literal planets away from each other, man, I don't know how they do it. Isaac simping over here, man, I don't know. We actually find the Ishimura relatively easily, and we learn that it's known as a planet cracker, whatever that means. But before we land, we could sense there's some hostility between Hammond, who's the chief security officer, and Daniels, who was a computer specialist.
Is that why you were digging into my personnel files before we left?
You check your file access?
I'm a computer analyst. Comes with the job.
I ran standard CEC background checks, Miss Daniels. If you want to work in the big leagues, you have to play ball.
Sir, we're in hailing range.
Bless your heart, Chen. So right from the start, we know that team chemistry is at 100. We try to communicate with someone on the Ishimura, but all we hear is someone choking.
The hell is that?
So Chen is all like, and crash lands us on the Ishimura trying to save a choking bitch. So now the repair team needs a repair team. So we're off to a great start, but we landed, put our head on, and out the door we go. Entering the Ishimura, everyone is a little bit suspicious that there's literally no one in sight, and Hammond tells us to get a damage report.
There's something on the floor here. Is that?
But Hammond don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck if there's blood on the ground or what. He needs that damage report. So we walk all over an active crime scene, get to the damage report log, and find out that the Ishimura has pretty much gone to shit. However, one thing that does still work is the quarantine system. In comes an alien that turns Chen into a Chen kebab, and we stand and watch as the alien gracefully cleans our window using a makeshift Chen windshield wiper. Kendra gets the doors open, and the aliens quickly find out that my boy Isaac here is all-state track and field. After a little jump scare in the elevator, we finally find our gun and our next objective, which is to fix the tram system. We need to remove a broken tram car that's blocking the tunnel and get a new data board, which coincidentally is all on our side of the lockdown, so guess who has to do it? We turn off the lights and kill aliens in the dark like God intended.
In a world of complete darkness, the sighted are blind, but the blind can see.
We grab the data board, move the broken tram, shoot a toy baby, and get back to our ship where Johnston, who I actually forgot even existed, has just been sitting here with her bum-ass ankle that she hurt during the crash landing the entire time.
Why don't you try putting some weight on it?
Sure. Yes. Oh, that's good. That feels good. Very strong.
We get surveillance of whatever a singularity core is, and the aliens are attacking the fucking thing like they know what it's for. They end up destroying it, which basically blows up our entire ship. Johnston couldn't hobble her ass off the ship in time, so she gets deleted in the explosion. Hammond is all like,
"No, I'm not losing two good people for nothing."
As if this shithead has done anything this entire game. Anyways, Hammond tells us to find the captain's body, who we also find out is dead, surprise surprise, so that we could use his codes for, for ship stuff. Towards the end of the interaction, they actually get interrupted by who they think is Chen. We get to a store and I get a snazzy new death suit. Swag! And I also get the foam finger.
'Cause I'm #1.
We go to medical since that's where the captain's rig signal is coming from, only to find out that the morgue is actually barricaded, so now we need to find a detonator to open the area. So some guys, and some other guys, until I realize that my eyes go red when I'm fighting, and I'm so goddamn mesmerized by it that this little shit decides to take advantage of my vulnerable state, so we have to punt his ass for an extra point. We find a shock pad to use on the explosive, put the explosive on the barricade,
and boom goes the dynamite.
We see a hologram of Nicole helping injured when the outbreak happened, but who cares about that? Look at my eyes, man. I'm in Spider-Man Killbot mode and I love it. Once again, I don't think this is relevant to the story at all, but this crazy lady is exacting revenge on this guy for locking her in a room with aliens, and I always love a good revenge story. But then she kind of does this, and I don't censor my shit cause fuck cancel culture. So here you go. We find the dead captain, he gets brought back to life, kinda, and then we kill him again, and then we get his rig. We get to the engineering deck because Hammond told us to go there, and do you see these 3 little red screens? We need to fix all of these. Helpful Hammond asks,
Can you handle it alone?
and of course we say yes, like we're fucking Bob the Builder of space out here. Anyways, we run into another hologram of Nicole dissecting a necromorph. She thinks that the necromorphs are connected to this thing called the marker, and she thinks that Dr. Kine can help, but don't worry about that until later. I want to try to speed run through this as much as I can, so here we go. Kendra's alive, refueled the south engine, refueled the north engine, had a staring contest, activated the centrifuge, we got on our hentai shit. Okay, so now I want to have to slow down because this is actually pretty important. Basically, Kendra is saying that this outbreak of necromorphs happened after the miners dug up an artifact on the planet they were on. Now this artifact is the marker that Nicole was talking about. Hammond, he doesn't believe it. Kendra continues saying that's why the Aegis 7, which is the planet the marker is on I think, is off limits. Basically saying the miners went crazy after finding the artifact, but that the Ishimura, which is the ship we are currently on, brought the marker on board anyways. Hammond asks where the marker is, and Kendra says it's in cargo all packaged up for delivery. We manually ignite the engines, and this guy tries to give us a congratulatory kiss, and then we find out that the ship's defense system isn't online, and Hammond is going to drive us through a mini asteroid field like... So he tells us to meet with him, but we get a random call from Nicole that doesn't really amount to much, and then Kendra and Hammond start to fight some more like a married couple. Kendra thinks that Hammond knew about the marker the entire time. Hammond is all like... We finally meet with Hammond, and he has our old windshield wiper friend Chen trapped in an escape pod, and then decides to release it. And I'm thinking, that might not be the best idea, who knows where it'll land. Hammond tells us that he knew nothing about the marker and that the company may have known about it, but it's above his pay grade, and I mean, like, we've all been there before, am I right? It's determined that we have to reroute some power to the ship's defense system, so Hammond upgrades our security clearance and off we go. We reroute the power to not 1, not 2, but 3 different locations. But I swear, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I mean, look at this shit. Can someone please put doors underneath the enemy category? So not only did we have to go reroute the power from 3 different locations, but it also turns out that the auto targeting for the defense system is offline. And guess who has to fix it? That's right, Fix It Isaac Jr. out here. We have to manually calibrate the auto target system, which I damn near suffocate to death, not that Kendra or Hammond even give a shit. I mean, just listen to Isaac.
Help me! Help me!
But anyway, we get the job done, and Kendra sends us a video of Nicole saying that survivors should go to medical. So, Simplord Isaac goes back to medical. Once we're there, a new doctor meets with us, and his name is Dr. Mercer. Now, Dr. Mercer, Kinda gives off a real Charles Manson, delusional psychopath type of vibe. He's a pretty fucked up guy. Long story short, he used to work with Nicole, and now he thinks he's some type of voice for the marker. I don't really know what he's going for. And he tends to think that he fixed the dismemberment problem with necromorphs, so he created a fucking regenerator to attack us. We escape the regenerator, aka the hunter, just in time to find out air quality is turning toxic. And I mean like... So we fix that temporarily and then turn the hunter into a popsicle, which actually kills it. We get a tissue sample that kickstarts a side mission that basically shows how Mercer skipped the whole experimenting on mouse phase and went straight to experimenting on people to create the hunter. I told you, the guy's pretty crazy.
I'm not crazy!
We get an enzyme to permanently fix the toxic gas, but we get stopped by someone named Cross who's telling us not to go into food storage. I guess there's a big monstrosity called the Leviathan in there, and the Leviathan is the cause of the toxic gas. Cross's team has been altered in some way that makes them all connected to Leviathan, like they're kind of all breathing out its toxins into the ship. Cross says the connection goes both ways.
He said they go both ways.
Like a bisexual.
Thank you, Ted. That was the joke.
So we go and stab her team with the enzyme, send the Leviathan to space, and find out Cross's boyfriend was working on an SOS beacon, which we need since, remember, our ship blew up with Johnston still inside of it. We find a message from Cross's man, and it turns out that he went to go see Dr. Mercer. So I think we all know what happened to him. We run into Nicole and she keeps saying this really weird phrase throughout the whole game. She says,
And make us whole again.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone in my entire life say that phrase, and Isaac just acts like it's nothing. And I mean, just look at the way she moves right here. Like, is this like the normal type of movement that would come from someone who's being attacked by aliens pretty much and is trying to survive? Just look how calm and collected she is. Like, it's just something seems off. She's walking like Jack from The Incredibles 2, for Christ's sake.
Yes, you are a tiny god.
And our simp boy Isaac over here is not picking it up. We find the SOS beacon. This guy decides to sit up and stare at us after death like he's gonna haunt us for the rest of our lives. We attach the SOS beacon to an asteroid and then send it off into space. Another hunter spawns, which is probably Cross's boyfriend.
Oh, she's alive! Brenda! Brenda!
Dead!
No! We won't lose you again!
We escape the hunter, and it turns out that another ship called the USM Valor got our SOS and is coming to save us. But remember when I thought releasing Chen in the escape pod was a bad idea? Well, guess where he ended up. We full on panic and try to get a hold of the USM Valor, but guess whose fat ass is still hanging on to our ship for dear life?
I didn't hear no bell.
Coincidentally blocking the comms array. We give the Leviathan some and finish him off for good. We land on the Valor and we realize that the entire crew has been turned into all-star track sprinters.
Come get some. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
Dr. Kine, who's the guy that Nicole thought could help with the marker, contacts us saying that the planet won't rest until the marker is returned and that we can't leave. Isaac is all like,
Watch me.
We do some target practice and then meet up with Hammond. So remember when Johnston got deleted because the necromorphs attacked the Singularity Core?
I'm coming in hot.
So I guess our game plan for entering the Valor was, well hey, since the Valor is fucked, let's just take their Singularity Core. So Hammond gets killed by windshield wiper Chen, you know, full circle of life type of shit. We grab the Singularity Core and we dip like a one night stand. We land on our shit show of a ship and Kendra tells us that the Speedy Boys made it onto our ship. I'm not too sure how, but they did. We find out that Nicole never actually liked Mercer, but no one would listen to Nicole, probably because she's a woman.
But y'all don't say that.
I'm triggered.
No, but for real though, it's because she took members of their church and turned them against their religion. So that's why they don't like her. We continue on until we have to take a surprise photo shoot for the cover of our upcoming mixtape. I tried to see if I could make it past these weird chemical sprayer things in one run in reverse order. Turns out I'm not as fast as I think. While trying to get to the executive shuttle, Kendra tells us that we need to go to the crew deck since something in that area is messing with our comms again.
Only to lose it again in the last second.
Such a disappointment.
It was a come down.
Only to get it back.
Best day of my life.
Only to lose it.
Worst day of my life.
Only to get it back.
The roller coaster of the game.
Only to lose it again.
We run into a room where people actually drank the Kool-Aid. We ball the fuck out, shower down after, grab the crew key card, and run into Mercer, and surprise, surprise, Dr. Cross's boo thing. I thought the guy was dead, so I guess all my previous jokes are kinda useless, but Mercer does shoot him now, so...
Kill confirmed.
He has the hunter attack us again, so we run away for like the 15th time. So now our main objective is to clear the path to the shuttle so we can load the marker. Problem is, there are huge ass tendril things blocking it. While we are running around trying to destroy the tendrils, we actually run into an old recording of Isaac and Nicole arguing. Nicole said that she thought Isaac's mother was good to be at home, as if Isaac's mom had some type of mental illness. Turns out, after being sent home, Isaac's mom actually killed his dad and then killed herself.
Yeah, double homicide.
We also find out that Isaac actually pushed Nicole to join the Ishimura. So not only did Isaac blame Nicole for his parents' death, he also indirectly killed her by pushing her to join the Ishimura, which turned into the shit show that we are in now. We then run into Dr. Kine. Now, this is going to be a lot, so here are some more pictures because I'm a fucking artist. When the marker was taken from the Aegis 7, it woke up the being in the core of the planet. Mercer calls this being the Hive Mind. This Hive Mind controls the necromorphs telepathically. If we leave while the Hive Mind is active, and even one necromorph escapes, then humanity is going to end up like the Valor. Basically, everyone will be setting new records in track and field. I'm talking like they speedy as fuck, boy. So everything is making sense, right? We're all caught up, we're all good to go. Then it takes a left turn. Kine says the marker, which he calls Amelia for some reason, which is kind of why I said this takes a left turn. Now I don't know if I believe him. Anyway, Amelia told him that she would return the beast to its slumber, meaning we need to return the marker to Aegis 7 to stop all this alien shit that's happening. We clear a path for the marker, put the singularity core into the shuttle, and get the marker, or Amelia, next to the shuttle. But before we can get the marker onto the shuttle, a giant tendril grabs us, and a second one ends up grabbing Mercer and the marker, killing Mercer in the process. When we are out of danger, Kendra says that Amelia was moved to cargo. So we tell Kine to pilot the shuttle to the hangar as we head to cargo. Once at the cargo bay, we use the cranes to get the marker onto this moving platform thing while fighting like a million guys. Once the transfer of the marker is complete, we head to the hangar bay to move the marker into the foreign whip that Kine rolled up in. Then, just when we are about to board the escape shuttle and escape with the marker in the shuttle, Kendra shoots Kine and flies off. It turns out that Kendra actually works for EarthGov, or whatever it is, and I don't know, but here are more pics, because this is a lot. Kendra's all like, the marker was built by human hands. Isaac is all like, no way, Jose, humans dug it up on Aegis 7. Kendra's like, yeah, after it was planted there a few hundred years ago, they actually found the first marker in a crater on Earth, and that one was alien. And do you guys remember the religion that Nicole was getting people to turn on? Well, the real marker is what inspired that religion. Humans studied that marker and reverse engineered it because science, and decided to call our marker, you know, Amelia, the red marker. They needed a place to test it because, once again, science, and they threw our red marker on the Aegis 7. The CEC, or the government, got greedy and dug up the red marker. Kendra isn't going to return the marker to Aegis 7, but is going to contain it somehow. She says we are a hell of an engineer, but fails to recognize our foam finger skills, so I'm kind of upset about that part. Just when all hope is lost, Nicole Make Us Whole Brennan calls us to save the day. We meet up with Nicole, and she says that we can actually remote pilot the shuttle that Kendra is in now from where we are. Isaac is all like,
Oh, say less.
even though Nicole literally says,
You can make us whole again.
this phrase, once again, goes right over Isaac's head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
So I try to finger Nicole, but it didn't do anything. We pull in Kendra, but she takes an escape pod, but it's okay because we got the marker. Nicole joins us, and we take a trip to the Aegis 7.
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
This whole level is pretty much us guiding the marker to a pedestal, all while fingering any poor necromorphs that stand in our way. And I mean it, guys, we gotta finger bang so many aliens, they're gonna build a statue on their planet in Isaac's honor. We finally finger our way out of that mess and get the marker on the pedestal. Then, in a classic Kendra move, she holds Nicole at gunpoint. Kendra shows us a video of Nicole actually killing herself, which means that Kendra kinda let us run around the Ishimura thinking that we were gonna find Nicole even though she knew Nicole was dead. Classic Kendra, am I right? Turns out the Nicole that we were seeing was actually fucking Dr. Cross. And she was seeing Isaac as her boo thing. Remember him?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
What an M. Night Shyamalan twist, man. This is fucking Jerry Springer shit. The marker was actually fucking with our heads the entire time. See, this is why you don't fall in love. Kendra kills Cross to get her KD ratio up while we'd run to the shuttle. Kendra stops us from getting on the shuttle and is about to make us part of her KD spread until the hive mind says, "Gotcha, bitch!" and kills her. Then we have to find the God-given courage within and finger the single largest creature I've ever seen.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
We kill the monster, get on the shuttle, and escape just in time to see an asteroid collide with the planet and destroy it. We take off our helmet to relax until